I gotta do this right. I'm listening. I'm riding.
I'm prolific,
I'm
so
listening.
gifted.
Like you hear what
I'm the
he's
type
saying?
that's gon'
Almost
go
there.
get it.
I'm the
No
type that's
kidding.
gonna get it.
Breaking down
And
the
so
switch
last
in
night, like
front of
I'm
your
riding,
feelings.
I'm listening to Nip,
Sitting on the steps,
and I'm like,
feeling no feelings.
for the first time in my life, like not first time,
Last night
but
it was a
I'm
cold
really being
killing.
intentional how
Gotta keep
I'm
the devil in
channeling
the soul, nigga.
that energy. Especially like when you have somebody like Nip, like just
I'm front line every time it's on, nigga. 100
like
flow.
you can hear it in
Running
his
shoot
voice
pro. 458 drop.
it's
Playing
time, it's
bulletproof
about it.
soul.
And I feel
Every
like I'm
few
playing
shows,
this right here.
that's some
I'm
new
playing this because I feel like a lot of
goals.
us on a
Circle got
different
smaller,
victory lap.
everybody
I
can't
feel
go.
like a lot of us are different
Downtown
on a different
Diamond
mission.
District, jewelers like
We're on a
yo.
different
Hustle
plateau
hard,
of how we want to
Cubans on
achieve
the
life.
road.
So
Cancun, smoking Cubans on the
I just gotta let
boat.
Nip
And Doc
get
got
his
Tulum
verse off
just
right
to
there.
smoke. Look, listening to music at the Mayan.
Come on, listen to music at the Mayan ruins. What we talking about? It's about envisioning life on a whole nother plateau.
Almost there.
So this right here, I want to welcome you all. I want to say thank you for however you tune into this, whenever you tune in. It could be morning, it could be night, it could be you working out. This right here, we checking in. Brothers, are we good? Brothers, are we good? Once again, I go by the name Poetically, Poeticle. I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be right here with, you know, it's kind of like interesting how life just does this full circle of just people that should be part of your mission, people that you should be part of their mission, and how you these are people that's been in your life your whole time. It's like what you getting, each person has to get to a certain level in their own individual journey so that when they meet back as a conglomerate,
Almost there.
we can do this shit how we need to do it.
Yes, sir.
So this is Dante, Camp Athletics.
You know it. You know, on Instagram, Don got fit.
Don got fit.
You check me
Because
out.
Don did get fit. Y'all don't
Oh.
understand.
Most there. Fat to fit.
That's a fit. Hey, yo, real quick, speak on that, because brothers, are we good? This podcast right here, this audio experience and visual experience, if you're watching it too, this right here is a check-in on our bros, it's a check-in on our youngins, our young men too as well. You know, women, I know you're going to check in, listen to, try to see what you can pick up on. Hopefully some things you can pick up on too, you know, because we're going to be candid, we're going to be nuanced in how we speak, we're going to be straightforward how we speak, we're going to listen to how we speak. I want to, you know, definitely open up the floor. You know, if there's somebody that you may feel like, oh, I think they can benefit our conversations, that's a, you know, a woman perspective, let's invite them to the floor, you know. Men, obviously, we want to invite them to the floor. This right here is being able to say, we're not here to judge. You know, we're not here to talk about nothing messy. We're here to bring more nuance and bring more clarity to real life situations because we human. And I really, you know, you talked about one of the biggest aspects for you, and Don gets fits and got fit, is with your heart.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And I think we just have a heart issue that's going on in the world right now.
I mean, that's if you're not paying attention. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, cardiovascular disease, that's the number one killer in America. So that's 500,000 people every year. So it's like we big on the aesthetics of everything. We want to look a certain way, and I'm not down in that, especially if that's your motivation to get started in this fitness thing. But my biggest PR, my greatest achievement when it came to fitness was checking in with my doctor, and my beats per minute was 41. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it blew my mind that my heart was that strong, that it's like at rest, all it takes is 40 beats to operate, to enjoy life. And, you know, the average is what, 70 for a man, I think 80 for a woman. So it was just like, my heart twice as strong as the average person walking around. I'm an athlete when it comes to life. So I overtrain just so I can perform well throughout life.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset.
Being able to overtrain, but then also being able to know your constraints. Where's that balance? Where's that balance fall for you? Because as men, we, you know, there are those different sides. We want to like,
Yeah, most
when we feel it, because we know when the going is good, you want to take it.
Yes, I mean that comes. I don't think you ever truly know. You know what I mean? I feel like you're gonna be a student first, so you got to follow someone who you can tell their resume is like, okay, this person legit.
Okay.
This ain't all talk. I can see that they live in what they talk about.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to be a student of their teachings. But just like if you work at a new job or something, like they're gonna teach you how they want it done. But your personality you gonna find the ways that you can manipulate it to where you still doing the job, but it's how you want to do the job. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's the same thing like with fitness. So it's like you got to be a student first. Once you figure that out, you're gonna find your balance, and then you're gonna manipulate it how you want, and then you go from there.
Okay.
So,
I want this journey. I want us, we both. So make sure you definitely tap in and follow Don Got Fit, right?
Don Got Fit.
Don Got Fit on Instagram, Campletics, because this journey, you're going to be able to inspire a lot of people as you already been able to do. Your voice, how you step up to the plateau. I want y'all just to understand. This is we getting our feet wet.
Yeah,
You're getting your feet wet listening to us. I know it's gonna be new listeners all the time, right? Like who these dudes? We gotta check in with these brothers. Though, like your journey, I'm gonna make sure people understand. I'm gonna talk about me too, but I want to make sure people understand that it's dudes out here that's speaking up for the culture and speaking up for us and being able to do the work. Now, is it like saying that we don't have a shadow side? Nah, that ain't. But we here to talk about that and we here to be real about it.
Nobody perfect.
Yeah, I even look at that word. I think perfect is what is perfect though.
I mean, your imperfections is what make you perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's your
So
personality.
is it like
perfect.
really a redundant word?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, I ain't really think that deep into it. I mean, that's something that I always say. I'll be like, your imperfections is what make you perfect. If
So
you're
then,
trying to fit a certain box of what they say you should be and how you should go about it,
Yeah.
then you're going to forever be flawed. So it's like, don't even fuck the box.
All right. So this is my question right here. This is my question for the bros right here. And this is how we're gonna do each show. Brothers, are we good with being flawed? I know it's a nuanced question. Are you good with being flawed like across the board?
When I get to the base of it, yes.
Yeah.
But as I age and throughout life, as I get older, it's some things that I'm like, okay, I need to have that in check. I need to keep this in check. But overall, like I'm perfectly fine with who I am. Like, I know I'm not everybody ain't gonna like me. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm not out here intentionally. I don't move with ill intent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I ain't moving with ill intent, then therefore you just don't like me because just our personality just don't match up, and that's okay. We in
Is that
America.
a flaw? You look at that as a flaw?
I don't look at it as a flaw, but I
Okay.
feel like depending on what room you in, it can be a flaw.
So then who's really calling our flaws? Who's really
You want to go there?
that's what we hear. Here. I want to know who is outlining, who says, okay, this is a flaw. I'm gonna tell you right here.
Who in control?
We could say, but then I'm not even gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. It's who in control. Who set the communication standard
Okay.
on how we should operate, how we should talk, and how we should go about
Patriarchal
life.
society.
Most deaf. So then, therefore, we're gonna forever be flawed if we're not abiding by their rules. But you can be flawed. To me, you could. I mean, it's that's just what it is.
It's a judgment. It's a judgment center, right?
It's subjective.
It's so subjective because it's like, let's stick on fitness real quick.
Yeah.
I hear some women say, oh, like we may see a lot of dudes that may have like six pack, be super cut.
Yeah.
Then you hear a lot of women say, yo, I don't want that. But then,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they say, I want this, But then it's like, well, then it even goes to the conversation. Who we doing? Who are you working out for? Are you working out because you feel like it's a flaw that I look like this? And maybe I didn't give more context, but like, are you feeling like it's a flaw? What's the flaw then?
That's back to that. It's subjective. So it's like it's based upon what you want throughout your life. So if you trying to get in shape because you want a woman to desire you, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do it for yourself. You got to look in that mirror and be like I'm tired of whatever I am right now in this moment, and I want to get better. And that can be for some people who may be coming from the opposite end of the spectrum, who may be, who been skinny their whole life, like malnourished in a sense, to where they like, man, I want to look. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't, if you're doing it for the opposite sex, you're doing it for anybody outside of yourself, you're doing it for the wrong reason. And you putting a time limit on when you're going to stop caring about what they think, and then you may go back to the old ways. But if you come from within, like, I'm trying to be a certain way, fuck society and what they say I should look like. I don't want six packs. I don't want a six pack just because a woman say she want a man with a six pack. It's like, no, I want to take my shirt off and see that six pack. I want to rub my stomach and be like, boy, it's all six on.
Because the work that you put in for it.
Most def. So it's like, you got to do it for yourself.
Hey, so I asked you this before we got started, like really officially started. I asked you, it's interesting we even got on flaws. Like, this might be the theme of the show. I asked you, like, what's a flaw that you looked at before or that you thought of as a flaw before, but you look at now and you know recent that you laugh at and say, yo, why was I tripping on that?
Yeah.
And you say
Patience. Most definitely. So like
explain that.
I would say before fitness, I'm patient. You know, and I would use like certain markers to gratify that. Like I'll be like, oh, well, you know, I let this old lady get in front of me today, so and she was walking mad slow. So it's like I was patient because I ain't like walk around, or I just like small stuff like that to validate that I am patient. But when I got in the gym, I was like, oh, I don't have no patience at all. Like I've been fat for my entire life. Yeah. So that's what 20 something. I started working out with 23. So I've been fat my entire life, but going in for 2 months, I'm like, bro, like, what are results? Like, I'm showing up every day. What are results? Like, this ain't it.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, you've been fat for 23 years, and you want results in 2 months. That's dead.
Yo,
like,
what were you specifically looking for to see that
looks, you did? Like, I wanted to see more of the cuts.
The handles weren't going away.
They weren't going away. It's like I would lose, but at the same time, with more into that, like, I start and stop. So like I start, I see a little bit of something. Yeah. I see that little 4-pack starting to show out. And I'm good now. You know what I mean? Like I was 330 pounds. Damn. So when I got down to 290, bro, that's 40. You know what I'm saying? That's 40 pounds. I look, okay, you know what I'm saying? I look all right. Like I'm out of the threes now. Like I look all right. Yeah. Got down to 270, same thing. But then that's when I really like, I'm good now. Like I'm 270, I'm good. I look good compared to what I was before. But then inconsistency started to happen. I wasn't going to the gym as often because I said I'm good. You know what I mean? So then now I crept up to 300 pounds again in a couple months. I'm like, bro, how am I back up here that fast? Like I done. So then it was just going through that, and I had to look in the mirror one day. Literally had to like look in the mirror and talk to myself. And I was like, bro, like what are you gonna do? Like stop playing with yourself. Like you gonna go or what? And from that day, it was in October 16th. You know what I'm saying? 2016, I was just like, I'm going all the way. Yeah. Like I ain't turning back. Like I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So then that's when I made that move and went all the way. But as far as the whole patience back to that, just it showed me I had no patience because I felt like since I'm showing up, I deserve something. But you got to have the mindset of there may not be a reward at the end of this. So then discipline kicks in to where it's like I'm going to show up and I'm going to show out every day. No matter what, even if it's a reward or not. And then when the reward comes, that's just a benefit of me putting in this work. That's like, oh, well, I'm going to continue to do this, but thank you. Thank you for that reward. But I'm going to keep doing this regardless. So the looks going to come. I'm glad I got the looks. But
what do you see? What's the long-term reward that you see for you? Like, what's the rewards you may see for you? Not even long-term. Let's put that aside. What's the reward you may see for yourself in like 2 months from now? If you had to think of one.
I can't see it. Really? That's the thing. I feel like something's going to happen. I just feel like the discipline that I have put into myself to where it's like I can endure suffering for a long period of time and showing up to my best ability through that. So like I feel like being that disciplined, at some point something gonna happen for me. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like things happen now. I'm being blessed now. But it's like I'm thankful for it. You know what I mean? But it's like the reason I feel like I'm receiving anything is because I've been so disciplined. So it's like I'm gonna continue to do this for the rest of my life. And whatever comes to bless me,
it's gonna come.
It's a benefit. You know what I mean? But it's like this, I'm continuing this no matter what.
That's real.
Yeah.
I was I'm listening to you talk about patience, and it's making me really think too, because I think we do put qualifiers on what we're patient about. And it's like we'll manipulate ourselves or create narratives for ourselves, but is it true across the board? Like, we can be patient with other people because we can kind of like I don't know, sometimes we can see a situation for what it is, but we know for ourselves that we can overdrive ourselves thinking we can get past the point. Like, we don't have to be patient with it because necessarily we're the ones in control. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like, with you, with that lady, you know necessarily you're not in control of the moment, so you're able to accept reality. So really, your patience is accepting reality on things that are outside of you. But things that are within you, it's kind of like you took more time to accept because...
But it's because you also know all the times that you bullshitted too.
Yeah.
So it's like all that stuff. You like, bro, I've been doing this since You been with you. You been
You
yourself.
be with you every day. That's crazy.
So it's like you gonna see all your
Yeah.
flaws, like every
Facts.
little thing that I should have did this or I should have did that or so it builds up,
Yeah.
builds up. So then it's like that one day you just like, bro, I keep putting stuff off. I
Yeah.
keep bullshit. What's up with me? So your patience run real thin with yourself.
Yeah.
But you gotta just accept yourself by this how I move.
Where has your bullshitting? Because we think about flaws too. Has your bullshitting just been based like shit, just being overwhelmed sometimes, not having the right guidance? Because we look at his bullshit, and sometimes we be like, bro, you bullshit, and it's like we really just, who's gonna help me push me? Really, sometimes who guide me?
Yeah. And sometimes it's really just you don't know. Like it's really a matter of like I don't know how hard I should be going.
Right.
I don't
That's a
know
good- that's a
how
good point.
consistent I should be. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like also you can go so hard that you really do need a break.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I know I find that with myself. Like if I'm not productive, that does something to me. It
Word.
throws my mind off. Like it throws my mood off. To I'm like I need to get something done.
Something, yeah,
like
yeah.
something has to be done. If I'm just chilling, I'm thinking about trying to get something done.
Yeah.
And it's like so my mind never really at rest. Unless which now I train myself to be at rest, but it's
Okay.
like even with that, it's still some type of information I'm taking in, whether I'm reading something,
Yeah.
or no matter what it is, it has to be productive. And that could be a flaw.
Yeah, is that a flaw? That's interesting. And so I'll leave this question open too, for anybody who wants to just even like have their own conversation. You know, are your flaws subjective or all flaws objective? You know, because
Honestly, I feel like they all subjective
Yeah.
because life itself is subjective, and that's the base of everything.
that is
So if life is subjective, then everything follows after that is merely based on a person's opinion or their
Yeah.
perception of what life should be.
because we're all experiencing different realities. Like
Most
the fact
definitely.
that we're sitting right here, but I don't even know what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
know
Like
what I
that
mean?
shit can be so crazy. You can literally be right next to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me ask you this. Because as men, we find ourselves like in relationships
Mm-hmm.
where there are things that we won't reveal or things we won't just talk about
Mm-hmm.
because we like, and I put this on everybody, you know, it can be for women too, but I found I can only speak for myself as a man.
Yeah.
Where I won't talk about something, I'm not going to complain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a complainer like, okay, I'm going through this. Like, it's like, all right, I know what I need to do and tighten up on it.
Yeah.
Though I guess sometimes we'll suppress that because we know we need to do,
Mm-hmm.
but we kind of like block out. I gotta put it like we'll block out. We talk about that patience, right?
Yeah.
How would you see yourself like that patience play out in relationships?
Oh, it's completely different.
Yeah.
I don't like to complain,
Okay.
but I definitely complain.
Yeah.
I got my people that I talk to about it. You know what I mean? Depending on what it is, but also in relationships, you got to be really. That's where therapists come in, because you don't want to speak about your partner to the people that care about you too in a certain way to where like they
Facts.
gonna hang on to that. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to get a therapist or somebody who is not
Yeah.
somebody who can be unbiased in a sense. You know what I mean? Because they ain't got nothing there for you. So a therapist is good because that's your profession. I'm
Yeah.
paying you. It's between us. But in a relationship, I don't know, man. Like I pride myself on having a lot of control and being a certain way. Like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. But it's something about being in a relationship. Like I guess maybe the intimacy, maybe,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
just being so vulnerable with somebody that it's like I'm naked. You know what I'm saying? It's like I wear these filters
Yeah.
depending on which rooms I'm in, the people I'm talking to. I got to be a certain way to accommodate whoever I'm around. But it's like when you get that person that you truly love, you like, I want to commit to you. I want to have a family with you.
Yeah.
It can be heavy to lay out who you is, like truly onto somebody. And if they don't respond in the way that you want them to, or it's a lot. It's like, I don't know, like I got patience, but
Yeah. So like
I've
it's a
definitely showed my
forever.
ass before.
Yeah, it's forever tested thing, right? Because like
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at it, and this is where I am in my like. I'm learning. So my intentions of even being behind this mic is to be just like straightforward on my journey too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not in a place of where I got everything figured out.
I don't think you ever will.
Yeah, and I'm so cool on letting people know I don't know a lot. Like I don't know. I'm cool with saying I don't know, or I'm learning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially like when it comes to that, because I'm realizing like we talk about flaws, like damn, I look at myself like I got these flames. Like my life can be on fire, but that can mean I'm burning. That can mean that it's just I'm always just enlightened about the moment, so I'm always just gonna be passionate about it. Though when people come close,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, can they withstand those fires, that flame too, that heat? And so like I look at it like, damn, I used to look at it like a flaw, like my passion was a flaw.
Yeah.
You know, because can people handle it? You know, you talk about giving all of yourself, and I'm still in the process of learning. Like, it's not really on them to handle it; it's me.
It's not. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if they can handle it, then they can handle it.
That's a benefit that you can get somebody who can handle it. But 9 times out of 10, I'm getting older, so
Yeah.
I'm still growing. I'm still trying to
Yeah.
learn. My mind has came to the point of like, oh, like even with a relationship, you have to perform. So like
Yeah.
you have to perform for all these people these
right,
jobs,
right.
these people that you with. And it's like, I think for me personally, I wanted somebody that I didn't have to perform for. To where it's like I can come home and like if we don't do nothing, you okay with just being with me type shit.
Yeah.
But in today's time, I feel like women, and it could be forever, I don't know, but I feel like, and it ain't just women. It goes both ways. I don't want people to think I'm trying to talk about just about women. It's- we want our partners to perform. You know what I mean? It's like you want to go on dates. You know what I mean? Like, and as far as a man perspective, maybe like, oh, I want my woman to be a certain way, look a certain way, or do certain things for me. Like, so it goes both ways, but it's like that performance is where I think I check out at. It'd be like I perform so much in life
Yeah.
that when I get home, I'm not trying to perform for you. Like, I don't want to perform to keep you in my life.
So who does the person see? And this goes across the board, I guess, for any. Yeah, because those intimate relationships are gonna be different than your like your friends.
Yeah, way different.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Way different.
who does that person? Does the person meet the performer, or does this person meet the person that's not performing? Because sometimes that's what we get thrown off too. I've had some women in my life say, "Yo, you had your agent." Like, you had your agent. I look at these people like, you had it. Somebody, who else was this person that was here? Because now when I get around, this ain't you. This ain't the person that's so like.
But it is. That's the thing. Like,
Man.
I'm all of it.
Okay.
That's one thing I pride myself on. They be like, oh, like you this way. I'm never like, I'm me.
Yeah.
And so with that, as being a human, just like this board right here we looking at.
Yeah.
Like, those are people. Those are like human emotions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some people dials are turned up a little bit different.
Yeah.
So maybe my anger may be a little bit more turned up than somebody else's, but you can still feel what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because you're human. So we all possess that same emotion. But I don't really know how I want to say it.
All right. All right. So
Bring
let
it
me ask you
back
this.
for me.
I'm gonna bring it back because, bros, like this is how we got to check in. You know what I'm saying? You know, we want to, because like you talked about, right? I want to highlight one particular thing: anger, right? Because especially for men, I think we don't have enough conversations amongst each other about our anger.
Yeah.
You know, specifically on the sense of like, hey, bro, you know, I know you be turned up. You good? Like, you know, how you able to control that? Because we do, especially like, how often do we get? You and I were talking, and we were talking about the different cultures and how they get to express themselves through their language, as far as the different emotions that they're able to express themselves. You remember that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That right there. How often do you, as a man, just get to? Outside of you know, obviously in your home, you do what you want to. And then sometimes, I don't know, you know, it makes things even more stressful. It depends where you live and who you living with.
True.
But how often do you just get to let your mind free? When I mean let your mind free, let it out your body. Like holler, scream, yell, go just, I'm not talking about like a physical movement, using that throat.
Yeah.
Because that's really what ends up happening. We can do all the working out we want to do,
Yeah.
but it's until you really vocalize letting that like I'm
Yeah.
and then sometimes we don't until it's a moment and it's like
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
Some people do it out in public when they feel like it.
Yeah.
Like they just do it whenever they feel it. But I feel like majority of us is
What about you? How are you letting your vocal so that doesn't build in, like, how are you speaking to yourself, or how are you speaking, period?
that's a good one. I mean, I'm quiet a lot of the time. I'm a big observer. Like, I like to observe where I'm at. But, like, if I feel it, like, especially, like, if I got to scream, like, if I got to yell, I'm probably going to let it out wherever I'm at.
Word.
Like, but, because it never really gets to that point. A lot of the times, my way of letting stuff out is, like, through my language.
Okay.
So, like, I may say something, you know what I mean, like I'm a curse or something like that, or like, but it'd be a quick, just, like, God damn, like fuck, you know what I'm saying, shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And depending on, so just like that's kind of how I let it out. But the gym really what helps me. I don't know if I'm that vocal.
Really?
Even
being quiet.
Yeah, I mean, sports probably could help. You know what I mean? You know, you playing ball.
Facts.
Like, especially with the guys, y'all can talk a little crazy in the name of the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I
like,
love that.
So I can get aggressive. I can get loud, and you ain't taking
can
it
cuss
like,
a motherfucker
oh my
out.
God, why you saying? It's like,
Yeah.
you know what we doing right now.
Right,
That's
right.
all this is. You know what I mean? Like, so it just depends on what you're doing.
Hey, do you think that's the toxic side of sports that we unfortunately carry with us? Because I know I have. Like, I
don't think it's toxic. I think it's within us to do that.
Yeah.
You gotta look at, like, we warriors, man. Like, just in humans in general. Like, that's
because sometimes I cuss a motherfucker out, but it's not personal. It's like coming up in sports culture. I look at Kobe like, yo, do your job. Like, hey, we going, like, are you thinking that shit was stupid? You know what I'm saying? Like, but we know more nuance to it. It's not against you. It's just looking at the play at hand.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like that's the culture we live in as far as America. It's everything, like, it's a corporation that we live in. So then that plays into the personal relationships of certain things. So that means the communication that you have in a corporate office, that's coming into how you should communicate with the people in your house. And so then therefore, like, how I was being taught to as a kid, you know what I mean? It's like, it's completely different from somebody at the office. So then if that doesn't match up with, it just depends on the person you're dealing with. Because some people grew up to where, like, words meant exactly what you said. But then it's like some households you grew up like, it's more the intention behind the words that you look for. So it ain't just the word.
Right. It's the
like,
message,
Yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger. Shoot. Like,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, what are your intentions behind what you're saying? That's
Okay.
what I'm really trying to grasp to, because I understand the words. You just be saying stuff to try to, you just saying it. You know what I mean? Because you don't hold the same value to the word. So I don't know. That's different. Like, it's different. But I'm losing my train of thought the more we.
Nah, I feel you. Hey, I'm just you know, it all falls on the line of just like flaws. You know, I was just looking at different things of how we move as men, because this podcast is for the youngins too. You know, I talked to some younger dudes, and I know what it's like to be in your teenage years, to be like, just like, what is this? You know, little shit that the world could be burning down around you, but your world inside sometimes is what matters. You know, you're young, like, it could be the littlest thing, like, oh dang, my J's, or they fresh, or dang, we gotta work all the time. Like, I gotta work. My mom got, you know, or my pops, like, I gotta be one working in school too. Everybody else playing. You know, it's little things that kind of throw you off mentally. And a lot of the times, I wish I would have known that they're older dudes. I'm not talking about like crazy older, but that just can relate to my culture, relate to how we move. Hip hop raised me, you know? So, like, not a generation that seems disconnected, that seems disinterested in learning the language. And so that's you know, we talk about those different things, and anger is a big one, because I feel like anger is an emotion that can be looked at as a negative connotation, you know, though it is a real thing. It's a real thing that has to be released. It's a real thing that, at the end of the day, it's never going to really go anywhere, because it's
a human emotion. You're a human. So
right.
It's going to be there. You need it for in times of danger. You know what I mean? Like, you never know when you're going to need that emotion. Like, to like suppress that is a problem with me. It's like, you need to exercise the control of it to where whenever you do need it.
But is it really anger then at that point? If you've been able to control it, it's more like, what is it then? It's
because it ain't okay. Well, when I say about control, I don't mean control, but it's like you see it coming on, and you kind of sit in that seat, like that conscious seat.
Okay, like I'm gonna use this.
Yeah, it's like I can look at the emotion.
Okay.
I see I'm mad.
Yeah.
But why am I mad? Why am I da-da-da? And then you justify whatever you're gonna do after that, depending on the moment.
Word, I feel that.
So it's like, but you gotta work at that. That's not something that you just. You know exactly when, you know what I mean? Like, at least for me, I had to work at it. Because sometimes you would just get mad, and it's really just, because maybe you are a little impatient, or maybe you just, something else you dealing with. That this happens. So it's like, I can just put all this anger onto this one situation. Like, so it's like, but even with that, whatever you decide to do, stand on it.
Yeah.
And that's you. And be comfortable with whatever decision you made.
Yeah.
Now you can look back and reflect on it and be like, okay, I should have did this a certain way. But in that moment, stand on that. Like, and it's okay. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
we all mess up. I messed up 1,000 times, and I'm gonna continue to mess up.
Yeah.
That used to be my name before I started to get a little bit more conscious, I guess. Like,
What was the name?
it used to be Don Fucked Up. I feel like I fucked up a lot of opportunities. I'm like, damn, I done fucked up a lot. And I was
Yeah.
just like thinking, I'm like, damn, that's kind of bad to keep saying, like,
It's because it's gonna keep happening. You put it in. the
yeah, I'm
atmosphere,
putting it
yeah.
out there. So I was like, let me change that. Like,
Right.
But at the same time, I understand within, like, I'm gonna keep making mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I
just
mean,
what
it's
it
human.
is.
Like, I think we getting to a point, bro. Like, we're human. We're legit. I go over to so many people, like, especially like just being in business. I get to a point where we're human.
Yeah.
Now, do you want certain things to be responded in a manner
Mm-hmm.
and with a certain attention to detail? Sure. Though at the same time, if that can't be met and that's an honest understanding,
Mm-hmm.
then at what point then we just, okay, accept the reality and breathe and allow grace? You know, that gratitude of, oh, damn, at least we're here to acknowledge what's up.
But in business, you know, business is cold. So business is it's whatever you want, kind of.
You know why it's cold? It's cold because check it, boom, you're a trainer. Bring this to your world. You come late to work out to train me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, where you at? Why you ain't? You know what I'm saying? And you say, hey man, someone such and such. I actually, it could be something simple as, you know what, bro? I overslept. You know what I'm saying? My fault. I overslept. You know what? And they like, you know what? I'm cool. I'll go to the next trainer.
Yeah.
To work out. That would be considered cold, right?
Okay. I don't know. I may be lost. Explain that again.
Okay,
'Cause
you show up late for a session,
okay.
and your client is like, you know what? I'm cool. They go to the next trainer.
Okay, got you.
That could be considered business being cold, right? On one end.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I gave them a reason.
a reason to not work with you anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, 'cause I feel like even like I was late, but if I didn't let them know, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I gave them a reason to make whatever decision they make after that. Now it's
That's
cold.
because they felt like they had an option.
Most there. So that is cold.
Yeah.
But what we leaving out is the context as far as like the communication after that fact. So I showed up late, but
Yeah.
what am I saying to them? Like, okay, like, yeah, I said I was late.
Right.
Because I overslept. But I'm going to give it a little bit more nuance. If I truly overslept, it's
Yeah.
going to be like, I was out late.
But I'm saying, yeah, even if you explain all that,
Yeah.
they still like, yo, you know what? They don't want to hear it. Like, I'm cool.
Oh, that's fine.
And someone could look and say it's cold, but people
Yeah.
feel like they can do that because, I got options.
Yeah.
I don't have to have grace if I have options. I guess my bigger point is, I think businesses turn cold and that's how we move and it's bled out in societies because we feel like because we have options, I don't really need to have grace.
That's what I'm saying, but I feel like business was like that at first, and then it bled
out. Yeah.
'Cause, like, it was like, this is how we do stuff in business, and
Yeah.
then now it's into personal
Yo, it's
relationships and
all across the board.
yeah, but that's not, I don't know. With me personally, like, especially being a trainer, I have a lot of grace with people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as I age and as I get older, I'm starting to be like, yeah, this is my passion. I love it. Like, I would do it for free. I would train people for free because that's how much I love it.
Wow.
But people take advantage of that. So
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it'd be like, damn, like,
Yeah.
I gotta be a certain way
Yeah.
in order for you to respect what I'm doing. And it's
So
like,
really, there are things that you may do. It's not cold, but you have boundaries.
oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And even then, like, I still been. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, nope, you ain't da da da.
Yeah.
It's like I still been sometimes. Somebody miss a session, I'd be like, hey, that's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still getting paid for my session. That's on you that you missed your session. So that counts as one that we did, but you didn't show up.
Mm.
But it's been times where I'm like, all right, well, we can make that up. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
So it's
right,
like
right.
I'm giving you a free session in a sense. But it's like I love what I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like, if you work with me, I'm going to work with you.
Yeah.
And so that's just how I move. So that's why I don't want to adopt the business approach 100%. I want it enough to where my base is covered, but I can still operate like how I am as a person, to where I don't have to be so business oriented. Like
Capitalistic thinking.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't want that because that's another job.
Yeah.
It's like I just keep a job. Then.
It's not really. You're not really here. Like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel what you're
So,
saying.
That's why I don't know, but
It has
Yes, it
bled out.
is.
It has bled out. So just like wrapping it up, because I think that'd be a good topic. I want like think about how it's bled out, because that capitalistic mindset, and we might have talked about it just like off the mic before, but how it's like bled off, and yeah, we really are treating people disposable now, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
well, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, rightfully so.
We all do it.
Rightfully so. I'm not gonna sit there and act like, nah, it's a bad. No, rightfully so. Your ass gotta understand. Hey, look here, fam. I can.
You ain't even got to explain it.
But you don't. It's like if you moving like you ain't worth a valuable spot into this realm, then cool.
And we all take advantage of people. So that's another business thing that bled out. Like you take advantage of people for
Yeah.
what you want. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then it's up to you to be 100.
And
as
how
far
it-
as being transparent as far as why you doing what you're doing.
Right.
Or you can be like, I'm gonna do what I do until they start to get a whiff of what I'm on, and then I'm out. Like I'm dipping, move, block them on everything. I've done that multiple times. And
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna continue to do that just because that's the type of nigga I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna block you on certain things just because it's like
It's a
that's what this
principle.
was for.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm moving on. Like,
So
cause social.
go ahead.
Before we ended up, but I feel like
Nah,
social
go ahead.
media
Go ahead.
got us to the
Cook-
point where we
cook.
feel like we supposed to stay connected.
Yeah.
Some people you supposed to run into and forget about. Like that's experience.
Yo, that's a 1,000, and I'm glad you said that. Dang, you right.
So I'm gonna block you. Yeah.
Nah, there's some people. Hey, I'm sorry.
My life ain't for you. To
I'm
look
not
at.
even. I'm not even sorry. You got to be forgotten about. You just got to be
Yeah.
forgotten about.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was an experience.
Yeah.
That's all.
So nah, ain't no ever piecing up.
I don't know. I go back to old things sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to see.
You spin the block.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes if the situation is
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
like especially if it's convenient. We
Yeah.
all love
Yeah,
love
convenience.
fast food. So fast food ain't the best, but sometimes when it's
Yo,
right
this
there,
man, Yeah.
I spin the block one. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, I feel you.
Like, and then I remember why I left it alone.
Yeah.
But that's when
It's
it-
always gonna click in to remember. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did remember why I left this shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you on that. I feel you. I appreciate this starting off far as being able to this is what the flow is about. Being able to talk about our journey, talk about how we're processing life, checking in with each other, asking real questions, not being able to, ask each other, yo, how your friendship? I think we're gonna talk about it next time. Like how are men in our friendships?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's an interesting conversation because shit, like we be working, we be
Yeah.
tuned into our path, how us, with our boys,
Yeah.
and really checking in with that. So that's what this about, bro. You got any last comments, questions, concerns, confessions?
Nah, man.
Yeah,
This is good. This was dope. It's my
Cool.
first time doing it, so I mean,
yeah.
I
And
enjoyed
you
it.
sound like a pro.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Bet, let's do it. You tune in. This is Brothers Are We Good? Yo, Campletics. Make sure you tune into the brand. Don Got Fit.
Yes, sir.
Don Got Fit.
Well, Don
It's
underscore
underscore. That's why I keep thinking in my head like I know it
Yeah.
ain't just Don Got Fit. It's Don underscore Got Fit. All right, bet.
Yeah.
Cool. I go by name Poetically, Poeticlee, and yeah, this is gonna be a thing. I don't know right now if this is gonna be what time, what duration we're gonna do this at, but this was episode 1, and so next time we out.